Yadav's chart. Okay. Now, tell me what you observe. Kiranji, see this practical
Sir,
chart case studies are the ones which are going to give you, teach you things. Because theory, how much ever we may do, till we apply it to the, practical charts, you will not learn. Now tell me what you observe quickly.
sir, here there is no retrogression, sir. Only that part.
Uh, Retrogression, let's keep it separate, sir. We'll do it separately. But you want to include retrogression in Parivartan Yoga?
Let us say, for example, you said sir, that
No, no, no.
if Saturn is in
Let's not
exalted,
complicate at this point of time. Let's take one thing at a time and master it. Let's understand Parivartan Yoga perfectly. Now tell me what you observe in this chart. What are the highlights?
Mithuna Lagna.
Yes, Mithuna Lagna. Debashish ji, quickly. See, first when you look at the chart, first you look for exaltation and debilitation. That is the first step. The
Yes, sir.
more number of exalted planets, the better the life be. More number of debilitated planets, that much of trouble. First you look for each house, you look at it. This house is empty. This house is, there's no exaltation, debilitation. This is empty, empty. Not exalted, debilitated, not exalted, debilitated, not exalted, debilitated, not exalted, debilitated. When you look at this, is there any exaltation or
12
debilitation?
12 में है सर
What
12
is
में
it?
मर्क्यूरी है ना मर्क्यूरी
Mercury is what?
मर्क्यूरी is debilitated ना इस Pisces में
Yes. Okay, degree wise Mercury, where to what extent is debilitated, that's another, deeper analysis. But okay, Mercury is, this is the first initial investigation. Mercury is debilitated. Now let's come to this. What do you observe here?
in Saturn also debilitated
Saturn
right
also debilitated. Two planets are debilitated. Right? Next, check for Parivartan Yoga. Is there any Parivartan Yoga available in this chart?
there was some 9th to 8th Mars
Tell me, sir.
9th and 8th sir. That means 7th and 6th houses Jupiter and Mars
6th and 7th house. Debashish ji,
Hmm.
can you validate his statement? First of all, Debashish ji, what we learned in numerology, what is this number? 16 March 1971. What is 16?
that is karmic
Karmic number. The moment you see this, green, red light should flash in your mind. First thing is look at your date, karmic number. Okay. Now you look at this. Now Kiranji is saying 6th and 7th house. What do you observe in 6th and 7th house?
6th and 7th house is Jupiter and Mars. So that means yes, I mean Kiranji is right.
What way? Can you explain?
8th house Lord is Mars, who is sitting in 7th house,
No, no,
and
no, no,
vice
no, no,
versa.
no, 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 no. 8 number Rashi. 6th house. That is 8 number Rashi. This number is the Rashi number. This is not the house number. House number is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6th house Lord sitting in the 7th house. And what about 7th house Lord?
Venus.
No, 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 no. This, sir, for this chart, sir, for this ascendant, Danu becomes the 7th house. The 9 number Rashi becomes the 7th house. You understand?
Hmm.
Now,
Correct.
where is the 7th house Lord sitting?
So 7th house Lord is Libra, na sir? 7th house.
No, no, that is for the Mars Aries ascendant, sir. For the Aries ascendant, Libra is the 7th house. But here for Mithuna, from Mithuna 7th house, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Dhanu becomes the wife or husband.
Okay.
Okay? See, the Lord of Sagittarius is Jupiter sitting in Scorpio. Lord of Scorpio is sitting in Sagittarius. Is there a Parivartan Yoga happening here?
Yes.
Okay. Now, first half of the life.
That's what I said, but I got confused actually that, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 house. Six
Yes.
and seven house, there is a Parivartan Yoga.
Parivartan Yoga. Now,
But
6.
only thing is that I got confused with the Rashi, that Rashi 9th and 8th.
Haji, Haji. Okay, no issues. That is 9 is the number of the Rashi, 8 is the number of the Rashi. Okay, the number of the Bhava, the house is not mentioned, is never mentioned. Here actually 1, 2,
It
3
is
like
six.
that you can write initial stage for the
It is
for the sake
six.
of practice. Okay, what initial part of his life, 6th house and 7th house are extremely closely linked to each other to greatest intensity, greatest power. Okay, what did I tell you about 6th house?
Sixth house is, it is for disease, loans.
Rogrun Shatru, yes, but when we are talking about Virgo, the natural 6th house, I told you, KP principle. 6th house is the natural separator. The 12th house from a house cancels that house.
12th house from that house. So that means 1, 2, 3.
No, start from this house, start counting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So 12th from 7th is nothing but the 6th. So 12th from every house is the previous house. See, if child, see, that's what KP says. Let's not go into KP too much in depth, but I am, borrowing the principle of KP because it's extremely useful and it works like magic. Okay, Rogrun Shatru is there, but 6th house I will see it as the house of divorce or separation. Now, separation can be through death, separation, or divorce, legal divorce, informal separation, you know, and or because of profession, the husband or wife have migrated to different places. There is no formal divorce, but they are working in different places. There is no marriage sukh. That's also kind of a divorce. That also happens in life, right? So when 6th house gets activated, these kind of results come. Again, depending on the planet present in the 6th house, aspecting the 6th house, the result will vary. Either it's a very brutal divorce, okay, or the simple separation because of jobs, different job locations. Now, in the first half of his life, 6th and 7th house are extremely closely linked to each other. Okay, extremely closely linked. Now, can you guess what has happened to his first marriage or his first wife? Kiranji?
Sir. Yes, sir.
Then there's a Parivartan Yoga. See, when Parivartan Yoga happens with a bad house, it devastates the particular house. You understand? Parivartan Yoga between 9th and 7th and 4th house, 7th and 10th house, 1st and 7th house is fantastic result. 7th and 6th house, 7th and 8th house, 7th and 12th house, 7th and 3rd house, devastating results. You understand? The Rajpal Yadavji's first wife expired. She died. You understand? Death. See, divorce is okay. Fine. It's a human error is there. Okay, if divorce is there, you can blame the person. Fine. You did not behave well or whatever it is, and you ended the marriage. Death. How can you blame a human person? Are you understanding?
Because of Mangal.
No, because of the bhava tattva, sir. When 7th bhava is strongly influenced by 6th bhava, what will happen with that strength? I told you, Parivartan Yoga has the maximum strength. See, there are various relations. A planet can aspect a house or another planet in that house. Okay, conjunction can happen. Conjunction is also very strong. But if 7th lord and 6th lord are sitting together, that's a conjunction which is second highest strength. The highest strength as per Nadi is the Parivartan Yoga. When sixth lord is so strongly linked to seventh house, sixth house is so strongly linked to seventh house, what will sixth house do? It will destroy the seventh house. And what is the ultimate form of destruction of seventh house? Death of the spouse. You understand?
Hmm.
You understand? See, separation means the lack of marriage, lack of the marriage tattva means it can be that they're separated. It can be that they fought legally very brutally with each other and separated. It can be that they went for a mutual separation, or it could be even death. So out of all these things, how will you decide the intensity of it? All of them are in separation only. There is no marriage sukh in the person's life, or the first marriage is affected. When sixth house is so strongly related to seventh house, they destroyed it completely and the wife died. You understand? Now, after that, Mars is back to its house, Jupiter is back to its house. The marriage, a second marriage is going on well. Because overall marriage sukh we look at from the seventh house. Okay? Specifically, the second marriage we look from the ninth house, third marriage from the 11th house. Yes. But overall Santan Sukh we look from the fifth house. Overall marriage Sukh we look from the seventh house. So
तो
initial.
सर एक्चुअली जो मेरे को कंफ्यूजन जो हो रहा है
हाँ जी.
कि जहां पर भी यहाँ पे अभी सपोज मान लो एसेंडेंट इज जेमिनी एसेंडेंट राइट
Okay.
और जेमिनी एसेंडेंट if I identify how his wife will be, so that means I have to check from the seventh house.
हाँ
Now
जी.
in seventh, sorry,
See, if I don't have any planet over here, Dhanu is over here, na? Dhanu Rashi, Sagittarius.
yeah, so that means this is his seventh house, right?
This is the
Two.
seventh house. One,
So
two.
now in seventh house, ninth, that is your yeah, is sitting. What do you call Sagittarius?
Sagittarius is sitting. So the person's wife is very religious, very dharmic kind of a person.
Because Jupiter is the Lord.
Jupiter is the Lord, very simple. And Dhanu is the fire sign, so she's also aggressive and egoistic.
Okay, so now if at all in this seventh house, suppose two is there. I'm just giving you examples. Means
She's
that
very
is-
beautiful. She's very beautiful, artistic, money-minded, and artistic. Because 2 is Taurus, na? 2 number Rashi is Taurus.
So it means that we have to see both the angles, house as well as that. I mean, Rashi.
Exactly. House as well as Rashi, Bhava as well as Rashi. See, I've discussed, if you remember the previous videos, I've discussed each Bhava being exalted, I've discussed each Rashi being exalted. I've discussed videos.
So it means that one is that Bhava, second is Rashi, and third is which planet is sitting here.
Yes, and after that, which planet is
Whether
aspecting.
it is debilitated or exalted.
Yes, now you look at this. Saturn is giving a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, ninth aspect to this particular house and debilitated Saturn. And over that Parivartan Yoga with 6th house. One hammer stroke is the Parivartan Yoga, second hammer stroke is the Saturn. Saturn being the 8th lord. And in Saturn, there is Rahu sitting over here, disposition theory. Tomorrow you remind me, I will explain to you disposition theory. That's very, very important before we do Nadi. Okay? One hammer stroke, there is a Parivartan with happening with the 6th house, which nullifies, 6th house nullifies. Second thing, Saturn is giving a 9th aspect to this particular planet as well as the house. And Saturn is the 8th lord. And also 9th lord. Being the 9th lord, it has given some longevity to the marriage. But when the 8th aspect has got activated, she died. The death of the spouse happened.
From Nadi, we can identify the exact date of death, huh?
Yeah, you can. But death is very, very complicated calculation. But I'll tell you, overall principles I'll tell you. But for death, it's a very long, many formulae are there. But I'll tell you simple ways how you can see it is death or equal to death kind of kashta will come. But I don't suggest you to get into death so much. Don't touch. Even I don't get into death so much. I don't try to look at death more. I'll try to look at life more. But I'll tell you the principles. Okay? You understand now? First hammer stroke is having Parivartan Yoga with the sixth house. Second hammer stroke, Saturn, which is debilitated. Eighth lord debilitated. I told you, debilitation means problem. It may sit in the 11th house, very good house, but Saturn is debilitated. The two eighth lord is debilitated. It has destroyed this particular person. He has killed the wife. And also, see, it will, remember, strong events will not happen unless there are multiple hammer strokes, multiple reasons. For a very strong event, death or promotion or becoming a prime minister, this
So,
kind of.
how you are saying that Saturn is debilitated?
Sir,
Saturn is in one. No, no.
One number
it is
Rashi.
in first Rashi, right?
Sir, you forgot.
Taurus itself it is debilitated.
Mars, sir, Mars.
No, Saturn is debilitated in Taurus, no, sir.
Not Taurus, sir.
And exalted in
Not Taurus.
Aries.
Aries, this is Aries.
Sorry,
not
sorry,
Rashi.
Aries.
Aries.
Actually, I could
Saturn
not see
is
that.
exalted in Libra, debilitated in
In
Aries.
Aries, yeah.
Aries. Exactly.
You understood?
Hmm.
So, Parivartan Yoga becomes extremely powerful because the link between these two houses becomes extremely strong. Nadi gives the highest weightage to Parivartan. When the Parivartan happens, that will have the highest strength. Next strength is conjunction. Next strength is aspect. In aspects also we have two. I'll tell you that we'll get into it later. But you understand this particular thing. See, the moment you see a 16, you know, that's the reason I'm telling you, you should always also have knowledge of numerology. The moment you see 16, bulb should flash in your mind. There is something wrong. Then you get into this and start investigating it in a very scientific step by step approach. Okay, Nadi wise, how we'll see this particular thing, I'll tell you later when we start Nadi. But you understand this now?
Yes.
Okay, that is the power of Parivartan Yoga. That means 6th house is attacking the 7th house. When Parivartan Yoga happens with a bad house, it destroys that particular house.
So it means, sir, here we can say that only two planets are debilitated. One is Mercury, that
Ah.
is in 12th Rashi, and second one is your Saturn,
Yes.
which is in Aries.
Correct.
And then we will come to the Parivartan Yoga, that is your 8th and 9th Rashi.
Ninth, yeah, okay, fine. 8th and 9th Rashi, which is 6th and 7th Bhava.
6th and 7th Bhava, that is fine.
Okay, sir. You understood that now? I'll give you one quick test. Okay, you just tell me here. Tell me what could be the result of this particular thing. Tell me what could be the result of this particular thing.
Again, it is Parivartan Yoga, what you are
Very
trying
good.
to.
And what else?
Because that is one. And second thing, you said that this is in 4th house. Four.
And what else? See, the aspect of mother is destroyed. The moment 4th house got linked to 8th house. Okay, extremely strong link. The extreme strong relation, it got destroyed. So there is a very strong possibility that mother would have been separated from the father, or she was suffering severe illness. Why illness?
Because of Shani's dynasty.
Because of this reason. Because of this reason. Why? Tell me. Tell me why. She would have died out of some illness. Because the sixth lord is sitting over here and looking at Venus. Sixth lord is rogue. You understand? Sixth lord is rogue rune Shatru. When the fourth lord is strongly linked with the eighth house, the eighth house is destroying the tattva of fourth lord. The fourth house tattva, which is the mother. Now, sixth lord sitting in the 11th house from Bhavat Bhavam, 11th house is also house of illness. Sixth lord is sitting here and aspecting, the planet in the fourth house. So, mother would have died out of illness, or she's always in the hospital. She's never there to give, motherly affection to this particular native. Can I also say that this person himself or herself would have suffered lot of health issues? Sir, Kiranji,
How?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
the person himself, along with the mother, he has suffered, he or she has suffered health issues. Because Venus is the Lagna Lord.
Uh,
Venus is the Lagna Lord. See, you have to use both. All the aspects you have to use because multidimensionally it will manifest. You understand? But again, in the second half of the life, Venus went back to its own house, Saturn came back to its own house, and the person's health is good. And if the affliction is extremely bad, mother wouldn't have survived. If the affliction would have been little less intense, mother would have suffered a lot but survived, and in the second half, she would have, lived a nice long life and would have contributed a lot to the native. But the affliction is getting stronger over here. Look at this. Jupiter is also aspecting. You understand?
but that is Jupiter's sixth drishti, right?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm so sorry. Jupiter, we have to place it over here. You're right. This makes it even more bad, even more worse. Jupiter is sitting over here. Jupiter is aspecting from the 12th house. 6th house sitting in the 12th house, giving an aspect to this particular thing. It's even more worse. It is destroying the tattva of the mother and the person's native. Now suppose I have another hammer stroke. Mercury is sitting degree wise very close to Venus in the 10th house, giving a direct 180-degree aspect. Mother will not survive, or even native may not survive. Native may survive because the parivartan is there with the 8th house. Native may survive, but the mother will not survive. Why?
How?
Because Venus and there's a parivartan between 4th and 8th house, that is hammer stroke number 1. The 6th lord sitting in 12th house, very very bad position, giving a 5th aspect to Venus, that's another hammer stroke. Now Mercury, the 12th lord, sitting in Kark Rashi in the enemy sign, very very uncomfortable. 12th lord is also giving aspect to Venus. 6th lord, 12th lord, both are giving aspect to Venus, and it's also linked to 8th house. 6, 8, 12, Trikstan, all three houses. The Karak Tattva is destroyed.
But Mercury is ninth lord also, sir.
Mercury is also 9th lord, because of which the longevity will be there. The death will not happen instantaneously. You understand, na? When positive planets are there, suppose there is one positive, one negative. Okay, the marriage will go on for 5-6 years. But they are completely negative. The marriage will end in 2 months when 7th lord is afflicted. You understand? 6th lord sitting in 12th house, very bad position, aspecting here. The 12th lord sitting in the 10th house, aspecting here. There is a parivartan with 8th house. That means 6, 8, 12. All the three houses are linked to the motherly aspect in one way or the other. Even his wife will suffer a lot because Venus is the wife.